Hey guys, Mike Sullivan here again in the Pocket Parlor, and today we're going to talk about shooting strings. So right now I'm going to teach you the most basic, easy way to do a shooter. There's a few other more complex methods, but we'll go over those later. So to start, if you can, you always want to go through the plastic of the head before you weave your shooter through the mesh. This ensures a nice tight connection to the head, keeping a smoother release. So for me, I'll pull it evenly, holding the strings like this, and once you pick your row that you're going to go through, you assign a task to each hand. So my right hand will always go under, my left hand will always go over the other string. So just like that, and I just pull it. Never pull too tight, just try to keep an even tension throughout. So right hand under, left hand over, and pull. Right under, left over, and pull. You're going to do that throughout the entire row of mesh, remembering not to pull too tight and not to leave it too loose. Now your top shooter is always going to be your tightest shooter. That's going to ensure a smoother release. And you finish it off, push it right out the end. Now I like to end with a 1 knot right here, a 2nd knot above it to lock it in, and then to ensure that it will never come undone, I hold both the strings together and then tie them in a knot. And that string is going nowhere. So that's your top shooter. Your second shooter, based off preference, will typically go, you'll skip one row, go down the next row. This one isn't as important as the top one to go through the plastic, so you can go right around the sidewall string. And the same thing as before, right hand under, left hand over. Pulling it slightly looser than your top shooter. Doing it looser just allows a smoother transition from the ball while it's leaving the stick. Now sometimes you'll get wrinkles in the strings, it won't be smooth. All you need to do is push it out and just gently pull the strings until they look nice and flat. And right here I'll tie that same knot I tied before. 1 knot, 2 knots, and then both strings together in a knot. So that's 2 straight shooters. The third one I'm going to put on is our most common shooter setup. It's an inverted U, which allows the string to wrap right around the ball, giving you the most hold available. So for this one, I'll pick the top to be 3 diamonds wide. So 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the mesh. And I'll trace that one right down the side to the sidewall. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to run my shooter right here. So around the sidewall string, pulling it to an even length. Right hand under, just like before, left hand over, and pull. Now this is going to be your loosest shooter. Once again, as you work up the stick, each shooter gets tighter, allowing a smooth, consistent release. So you work up till you get to the top. And then now you're going to move across 3 diamonds to help create your U shape. And then you're going to move down the stick. Back down that diagonal, straight to the sidewall. See right here, I actually did it a little too tight. So what you can do is just pull it back a couple times, and then evenly distribute it one more time. Running your hand through it is another good way to help kind of even out that pressure. So now that I'm done, same thing as before, 1 knot, 2 knots, and both these strings together in a knot. And that's going to ensure these shooters don't come loose, changing the way your stick performs. So there are my shooters. Thanks for joining us in the Pocket Parlor. See you next time. Keep stringing.